Good day. So yeah, we need to. I was just thinking this morning about rejoicing and just trusting in God and His provision in that. Philippians 4, verse 4 tells us we must rejoice in the Lord and let your gentleness known to everyone. The Lord is near, do not worry about anything, but in everything in prayer and supplication and thanksgiving, let your request be known to God. So we need to take special note of two things. So basically, these letters were written in Greek. The Greek word for rejoice is chorio. I'm not pronouncing that correctly. So it means you favorably disposed into God's grace. And the other word for anxious is marina, which means to be pulled apart. And I think we all know when you're anxious about something, it does feel like your soul and your very being is being pulled apart. So how do we deal with this? And how do we make sense of that? You know, when these letters were written, Paul was basically imprisoned, the Apostle Paul. And I'm sure he very well knew that the possibility of him being killed was approaching, and yet he wrote this, and he said, rejoice, be happy. Just a short while ago, I think a couple of years ago, scientists discovered a little part in our brain called an amygdala that controls our emotions. It's part of the limbic system. So this controls what we feel, our happiness, our sadness. It controls our emotional state. And they've discovered that we flip between two things, happiness, sadness. It's a constant battle within us. Psychologically, that is what we sit with as human beings and an environment and in this world. It's very difficult to just be happy all the time. And we get to points in our lives where we're sad and happy. But we're not designed to just be flipping between these two. I think we can make a conscious choice to be happy. And this little amygdala part in our brains, and some people might argue with me, is really set up in such a way, and God in all His wisdom has set us apart and making choices in our lives. So, kind of heard of that saying, fake it till you make it. I think it's something like that. We can choose to be happy even though we're not, and trust in God. I think Matthew 6, verse 25, it says, do not worry about your life. Can anyone of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? It comes down to that. Just don't do it. And it's easier said than done, and I understand that. I think if we choose to trust God, or we can just remain in fear. You know, it's a choice. I choose God. I choose Him over anything else to be my guidance. When we trust God and we place our lives in His hands, and we stop relying on what we can do, and we focus on what He can do, His will is what matters, and we need to align ourselves with that. Take care.